it's like, it's how you not going to speak out about the brutality that came about from the Islamic Republic? How you not going to speak out about, I'm here, I have my own rights. I'm not going to turn around and say, okay, fuck you, like, you don't have rights. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, a flip of the coin, and I could have been any of those kids who like lost their life. Right?
For sure. And honestly, tables can always turn too. So, you know, like just because we're here right now doesn't mean we'll always be here. That's always what I try to tell people in terms of anything that's like, it's funny because people always think that like, it's not even that they do this consciously, but because they're so far removed from what's happening, they just almost, even the most sincerest of people, right? Because when it was happening, I had conversations with a lot of different types of people. Some people, like you and I, like, oh yeah, like we should talk about it. If you create art, like make art about it, you know, like other people completely quiet, just didn't want to get involved for whatever reason. But I also spoke to a lot of people who did want to say something about it, but they almost kind of felt like it was fake of them to speak up and say something about it.
Explain what you mean by that.
They felt like, okay, this in no way affects me. I'm so far removed from the situation. Like maybe I wasn't even born there. Yeah, I'm Persian, but I wasn't even born there. I don't even really know what's going on. You know what I mean? So for me to now be like an advocate on people's behalf, it's almost fake and insincere because like I don't feel that connection.
Okay, and there's an important distinction here. It's like we're not here meant to be an advocate. We're meant to be a megaphone. Mm-hmm. It's not my or your job to point the ship. It's my or your job to hoist the sail and just make sure it continues forward. It's not up to you or me who lives here to decide what's best for people who live there. It's just if people who live there say, I've had enough of this shit, and then their internet gets shut off, it's up to us to say, they've had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. I like that a lot, actually. Can you say what you said again? That was cool. No, genuinely.
You're meant to be a megaphone, not like an not like an advocate. Like
you said something like you're not meant to point the ship. You're
meant to hoist the sail.
That's so dope. I love that. That's fire. I'm gonna think about that at 4 a.m.
and a lot of people did a poor job of that and started advocating their own weird beliefs and putting their own spin on it. And it's like nobody fucking asked for your ill-informed, out-of-touch opinion. Just like kind of keep pushing the message and listen to the voices on the ground, and that's it. Yeah. It's not up to you or I to like decide what's gonna happen.
I agree with that, with your perspective on that, but also I will say I don't think it's meant to be easy. I don't think it's meant to be easy to speak up about these kinds of things. Like it's hard even now just talking about it because it's like, how do you put this whole thing into like just words, you know what I mean? Or like what's the right way to, you know, like obviously you have a better standpoint on it because you have been doing it for so long, but I get it. It's not easy, but I think what you're saying is like the best thing. Just listen to the people that are dealing with it and just act as a megaphone and just get the voices heard. Yeah.
That's all it's about. It's not, and this is why I'm gonna put a whole group of people on blast. People are like, yeah, let's bring the fucking monarchy back. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we're going back to feudalism now? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, talking about bringing back, like, the Shah's son. The Shah's sons lived in the fucking, in the U.S. for, like, 35 years. Like, who the fuck is that? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, they would want someone to lead them who's, like, lived in Iran within the last decade at least. Like, you know what I mean?
Also, it's like, why are we still talking about them? Like, so much has happened since the monarchy, and they have been nowhere to be seen. Other than doing, like, press conferences here and there and showing up on the news. By the way,
press conferences for, like, APAC, for, like, the Israel lobby.
Yeah, like...
Get the fuck out of here.
It's like, why are we even talking about that? There's, like, real-time freaking warriors, like, our age that are, like, leading these movements and out on the streets and whatever, and we don't give them any recognition, but we want to talk about these fucking people that may or may not have had a good idea about how to fucking... I don't get it either. I feel you. I feel like it's the boomers.
It's the millennials too, though.
You think so?